going to share about OCD, which is Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. What is OCD? OCD can be characterized by unwanted repetitive thoughts, which become obsessions, which are sometimes accompanied by actions, which become compulsions. Subjects usually have ritualistic behaviors to relieve intense and unbearable anxiety. So next, we'll move on to signs and symptoms that shows whether you are an OCD patient or not. Have you ever come across this kind of thoughts in your mind? In your daily life, does this mean that you are an OCD patient? Let's check it out. First of all, OCD affects people differently, but usually causes patterns in thoughts and behaviors. So basically, these are OCD patterns. It will first start with obsessions, which is unwanted, intrusive, and distressing thoughts, image, or urge repeatedly enters your mind.
Common OCD obsessions are, firstly, contamination, which is fear including body fluids, germs, and dirt. Second, harms, including fear of being responsible for something terrible happening. The third one is perfectionism. It includes concerns about exactness, needing to remember things, and fear of losing things. Next, unwanted sexual thoughts, obsessions about homosexuality or incest. Lastly, religious obsessions, which is concerns about offending God. Obsession letter will lead to anxiety since it will provoke a feeling of intense anxiety or distress. Next is compulsion. It is a repetitive behaviors or mental act that drives you to perform as a result of obsession and anxiety.
Common OCD compulsions are, firstly, washing and cleaning, that includes constant hand washing. Secondly, repeating, which include rereading and repeating routine activities. So next is mental compulsions. Mental compulsions include praying to prevent harm and mentally reviewing some events in your mind. So lastly is checking. Checking is constantly checking on something to make sure that nothing terrible happened.
So the last cycle is temporary relief. The compulsive behavior you perform will temporarily relieve anxiety, but the obsession and anxiety soon returns, causing the cycles to repeat again.
Now, the most affected area of the brain in people with OCD would be the basal ganglia. Basal ganglia is a group of subcortical nuclei of varied origin which are situated at the base of the forebrain. Basal ganglia are strongly interconnected with the cerebral cortex, thalamus, and brainstem. Now, the two brain structures that communicate with the basal ganglia are more active in patients with OCD. These two structures are the orbitofrontal cortex, OFC, and the anterior cingulate gyrus, which stands for ACG. It is necessary to know that these structures act to detect errors in brain circuits, and the interactions with the basal ganglia explain how OCD manifests. Scientists have postulated two theories how OFC and ACG affect the basal ganglia in patients with OCD. The first theory is damage to ACG and OFC. This resulted in loss of error detection abilities, which caused the brain to increase repetition of messages, and thus the OCD begins. As a result, patients tend to be confused and in need to repeat whatever he's doing, which results in compulsion. Now, the next theory we are going to discuss is the overstimulation of ACG and OFC. If these two structures are stimulated beyond normal range, they cannot accurately detect errors and may fire at inappropriate times, and thus OFC and ACG would send excessive, erroneous messages to the basal ganglia that there is a problem. This is exactly what patient reports: a sense of dread, intractable feeling that something is wrong. When the brain is in this repetitive hyperexcited state, it is in a state of brain lock. Brain lock refers to the four areas of the brain that are overstimulated in OCD patients, and thus these four structures are locked together as one in patients with OCD. To release the patient from brain lock, physicians typically prescribe medications or cognitive behavior therapy.
Next, we go to treatment and support. We have 4 ways to recover. First is medications. Second is therapy. Third is self-help. And fourth is surgery. So, we go to medications. Usually, medical profession will prescribe selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor that will help to increase the amount of serotonin in body, such as
Second is therapy, which is the cognitive behavioral therapy. It includes the exposure and response prevention.
third is self-help. By first, resist the OCD ritual. Second, challenge obsessive thought. Third is take care of yourself. And fourth, reach out for support.
If medication and therapy doesn't work, the fourth and last option is surgery, which is the deep brain stimulation. For OCD patients out there, your illness doesn't define you, but your strength and courage does.